Hi. I haven't really done one of these today. I thought I'd just come on and say that I'm doing actually pretty well today. And I think, I'm feeling, of course, there's sadness and all that, but I think I've been focusing a lot on my work today. I have been focusing a lot on my work today, and that hasn't left a lot of time for ruminating. And I think that I know that has helped quite a bit today. So I plan on doing more of that, which is a good thing. And when the thoughts and the feelings come up, I just take a deep breath, relax the shoulders, and just go back to work. Not listening to the thoughts, because they start. That's the thing. It's like you gotta stop listening when they start. Just like and but remember and then it was just like the thoughts just come in, and the key is when they come, not to tense up and not to involve yourself with them. Just be like, okay, that thought's there, I'm gonna go back to work. And that has been helping quite a bit. There's that omnipresent sadness, but that'll go away at some point. And I think this is the way to go, focusing. So it's a good thing, because I need to focus on my work anyway. My hair's crazy. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll come back in if I have anything else to add. Meanwhile, I hope you guys always are. Well, you know what, actually, so this morning I started the day off, as I do every morning, journaling. And I think this is actually what helped too. So what I'm doing right now with my journal is similar to what I was doing last year with my journal, because last year was when I was able to actually lift myself out of my depression using a journal, doing these sorts of things, and using the journal to reflect on what it is, I am using a book called The Heart of the Buddhist Teaching by Thich Nhat Hanh, and he's awesome. And I'm using it as sort of like as a thing to meditate on. So I'll read a bit, and if a sentence strikes me, I'll start writing about it and how it pertains to my situation. And the first thing that I'm doing right now is I'm working with the First Noble Truth, which is the existence of suffering, right? And so the first week I was working on the first turn of the wheel of the First Noble Truth, which is recognition, recognizing that you're suffering and kind of naming it, like the way a doctor would diagnose bodily, right? Like, okay, does it hurt here or does it hurt there? So last week I was meditating on what emotions I was feeling, and this week I'm meditating on where they come from. Like, well, not where they come from, but having a deeper understanding of where they come from. So I was writing this morning about, being sad, because I woke up again in the morning like I do most mornings these days. And I was writing about why it's a good thing that we've broken up, and just reminding myself of everything. And it took like 6 pages, you know what I mean? Like, of all the things, all the reasons for it, all the reasons it's the right thing to do, all the benefits of it. And I think that's probably what really started my day off pretty well, actually, because as sad as it makes me, it's what's right. And it's the thing that has to happen for a number of reasons. First, for his life to be better. Well, not to be better, but for his life to, given the situation, the reality of the situation, for him to move forward in life. And the same thing with me. Given the reality of the situation, this is what has to happen, because we couldn't plan a future together. All we could do was just enjoy each other's company. So there's a whole bunch of reasons, like a whole bunch of them. And also in my moving forward, it's helping me, like the pain of it is helping me in many, many ways. You know, I'm gaining a lot of emotional strength, and I'm developing spiritually, and I know that I'm working towards a place that is going to be much better and be better for me in the future, with life in general, but also in relationships, whatever relationships, every relationship, not just potential romantic relationships. But yeah, it's all happening for a reason, and I can see, and there's so many different reasons, and I can see each one of them, and I can name each one of them, and I can explain each one of them, and that's what I did this morning, and I think that's why I'm feeling better. And it's, you know, it's also a matter of where you put your focus, right? Which is really, I mean, we are our focus. We are our consciousness, right? Where we shine our consciousness is what we see. So if I'm focusing on how much I love him and how much he loves me and how wonderful it would be if we could be together and blah, blah, and how sad it is and how unfair it is and la, 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 if I focus on that, I'm going to feel like shit. But if I'm focusing on all the reasons that it's good for both of us and for the world at large, because now I'm playing the part, and, you know, playing my part in the cosmic orchestra, I like to say. So whatever the plan is, the universe's plan, it goes beyond me, right? It goes beyond me, it goes beyond him. It's not, I've been looking at it very personally, and I'm taking a step back and looking at it in a larger from a larger, like a more bird's eye point of view, you know, taking into consideration, like, I am just, like, when you think about it, things happen in your life, you know, and if you're paying attention, you know, and you're communicating with whoever your higher power is, you start seeing their work in your life and start seeing how things are falling into place. And you realize, like, okay, so in order for this, and this to happen, a ton of things before that had to happen. Not only, like, not even just in those people's lives or in that situation or whatever, but just from the beginning of the earth, right? Well, the beginning of the universe, really. You know, like, Michael Singer goes into that. It's actually very interesting. But when you take a step back and realize that you are just a piece of the puzzle, right? A very small piece, but at the same time, you do play a part. It's a very interesting dichotomy of being insignificant and yet significant at the same time, like very significant and yet insignificant. It's really, really interesting. But when I play my role, when I play my part, you know what I mean? And I rather than fight against the universe, because you know who's going to win that one. This is just, rather than fighting, you know, going with the flow, surrendering, as Michael Singer would say, surrendering to it. You know, and that, because the thing is, it's not even like I can fight the universe because I am part of the universe, right? Like, that's the issue, is that I am part of the universe and I need to work in concert with her, because somehow I'm also apart. Anyway, as I hate to say play my role, because that makes it sound like I'm being, like, forced to do something that's not me, you know, as I assume my rightful place. I don't know, as I am becoming more true to who I am and what my life is meant to be, and I'm behaving, I'm what's the words? What are the words? I'm coming into a greater realization of what I need to be doing in my life. And the fact that regardless, if I'm doing my part, other people's lives are working out the way they're supposed to. So, and I mean, who knows who they are, right? Like, I mean, it just goes on forever. Who knows what I do today, how that's going to affect someone else and how that's going to move, you know, this part over there, and then that is going to affect the next thing, and blah, 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 blah. It just, everything affects it. And if I am working with the flow of the universe, and if I'm doing what I know that she wants me to be doing, then I'm helping a lot of other people out that I don't even know. So I think that's also been something that has helped. Yeah, there's going to be a better way to put that. But I also think that as I develop emotionally and spiritually, I know that I am showing other people an example, hopefully on here, but also, you know, in my day-to-day life, I know that I'm having an effect on people. And I can see it, and it's nice. And I know that they're going to be affecting people, you know, in their life, and so on and so forth. And it feels good. And I know that it really does go into sort of like a symphony, right? As I play my part, as I harmonize, as I play my part, that song becomes stronger, right? It becomes louder. And the wavelengths of it, right? Because the sound is wavelengths, and we're all vibrations, will cause other pieces that maybe are going all over the place to fall into place, you know? And that means more harmony in general. And again, like, if you want to have more kindness in the world, be more kind, right? If you want to have more harmony in the world, be harmonious. I mean, that's the simplest way to do it, right? Because if I go to the store and I'm in a good mood and whatever, and I smile at the clerk and she was in a bad mood, and but then a smile makes her feel better. You know what I mean? Maybe she's going to affect him, blah, blah, blah. She's going to go and she's in a better mood, and maybe she rethinks, maybe she had a fight with somebody. I don't know. I'm going to make up stories, you know, but you know, she kind of, okay, well, maybe I was a little bit wrong here. And you know, it's a ripple effect. My thoughts and my actions have a ripple effect on the world around me. Making my thoughts and my actions positive brings positivity into the world. Just by being positive, just my little bit of positivity, even if I were in a bubble, my positivity puts more positivity in the world. My good vibes, right? My higher vibrations puts more peace in the world. So why would we want to put more sadness or more stress or whatever into the world? We can choose our mindset, and that influences how we feel. And how we feel is our contribution, not just to ourselves, but to the world at large. I don't want to make this world any more stressed out or angry than it already is. It's plenty. What this world needs is happiness and cooperation and understanding. And if I can embody all those things that this world needs, I'm adding to that. I'm literally making the world a better place when I am being mindful, when I go out of my way to understand things and accept things, and when I choose forgiveness, and when I choose to love and respect, and you know, when I practice or get into somehow joy and all these things, and I calm myself, and I am more peaceful. All these things I'm bringing into the world, instead of bringing in the stress and the sadness and the anxiety, all of those which I was doing. Rather than putting that out there, I'm now I am concentrating. I'm working on putting the good stuff out there, because that's what the world needs. And that makes me feel better too. It's like, well, I gotta feel good because I need the world to be a better place. Yeah. So that's my thought for today. And you know, I hope that helped. And even, like, I know I say this every time, but it's my thing. Things happen that are sad. Things happen that hurt you. But number one, that is our, and I'm working. I am working on, I think that's kind of a loophole around the word trying, but I'm working on seeing it this way. I just lost my train of thought. Yeah. sadness and all these feelings that hurt and in general we want to get rid of, they're actually part of the experience of life. They're what makes life richer, right? So if we can feel down here and then we can feel up here, we want to experience these things in life, right? We want to experience the ups and the downs. And that's, that's something we need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And so when something sad happens, you can be grateful because you have the opportunity to feel what life, one of the many notes, Michael Singer talks about how like your heart is like the background music of your life. And it can swell and it can go to these high places and it can go to these low places. And, you need to be grateful for all of them, not need. You can be grateful for all of them. And be interested in all of them and be like, oh, hey, that's what's happening in there. And then also when something happens that makes you sad or gives you a feeling that you don't like, you can look on, it sounds so trite to say, look on the bright side. That never really worked for me before, but look for the reasons and you can find them. And you look for the reasons why it's a good, even though it feels bad, it's a good thing that it happened. Oh, I don't like saying that out loud. That hurt. That hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt. Okay. It is a good thing. It is a good thing that E and I broke up. It is a good thing. It is the good thing. It's the only option. And it fixes a lot of problems and it avoids a lot of problems. Like big problems. So it is also, like I said, helping me and grow and also focus on my company. And in the end, I'm going to be grateful for it. So why not be grateful now? Which brings me full circle to the point I was trying to make. You can always choose to have a grateful day.